Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek News here with Tanya Thompson from ThinkFun, looking at multiple versions of Math Dice. Now, Math Dice has been on the market for quite a while.
Yeah, it's been on the market for a while, and it's one of our top sellers. So this year we've come up with another edition.
Okay. Now, in the basic game, right, you roll these two dice, you multiply them together. Is that?
Yes. Yeah, so this is our we're getting a target number, so we roll the 12-sided dice, multiply them together, and we agree that the target number in this case would be 12. Okay. And then you roll the 3 standard dice, which are blue, and you have to use those each of those numbers one and only once in an equation in order to get to 12. Now, let's say we can't get to 12, so you can add, subtract, multiply, divide, use exponents or powers, whatever you want to use, any kind of mathematical operation. If you can't get to 12, then it's the closest to 12, either under or over, but whoever's closest.
So you just yell out a number and...
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. So what's different in the set? These look the same as 12-sided dice and...
Yeah,
3?
So it's definitely part of the same family. Okay. So this is called the Math Dice Powers Practice Edition. So what we heard was that sometimes kids can play this but not practice powers, and to go to the next level or the next step, we want to enforce or encourage kids to use powers in the game. So we created a version that has kids using exponents or powers. So it's the same idea, but you have 2 different colored dice, because this is the base of the exponent or the base of the power, and this is the exponent that you would use. So if we rolled these 2 numbers, it would be 7 squared. Okay, so 7 times 7 or 7 squared would be 49. So now we're trying to get a number as close to 49 as we can. So, and then you can shout out a number. So I might say 10.
Okay.
And if you can get something higher, then...
yeah, 36.
36. Okay, how are you getting 36?
I'm having 3 factorial squared. Oh, plus 1. Plus 1, 37.
Okay, you win. Yeah, so that's exactly. You can use factorials. Absolutely, you could use factorials. So let's see. Can I beat you?
But we need to get 37, so we need to get closer to them. 49.
That's right. So you had 36, right?
37. I added.
Oh, you added 1. Okay.
That was just multiple. Now we had the part of the video where we're just staring at each other.
So if you're using factorials, then I would say, whoops, this was a 2. So 4 factorial.
Okay, so 3 plus 1 factorial.
Yeah, factorial.
All right, we get 24.
Times 2 is 48.
I think that's going to be the winner. Once you introduce factorials, then it goes really
yes, it can go really high. That's right. So, and that's the goal, but they're being encouraged to use power practice or powers right at the very start.
Okay. And as well, I mean, I've seen this recently in Barnes & Noble started showing up. Of course, they have a much larger game section, and so this is multiple sets of Math Dice?
Yeah, so this allows classrooms or larger groups, and we've done the mathematics to figure out if we put the kids in pairs together, and you play together, and there's a table set up such that if I lose against you, I go to that table, you may stay as the winner, and you rotate and everybody plays, and somebody's going to surface as the champion.
So did this get introduced at the request of stores, or just something that developed in-house?
Well, this game we're very passionate about, and so the Barnes & Noble was definitely looking for something that was educational and was kind of speaking to teachers, but could also be played at home with groups, that sort of thing. So we have a tournament. We've been doing tournaments with different, like Arlington County has a huge tournament. Hundreds of kids show up to play Math Dice, and they have teams from schools. They make shirts. They do music and song around and perform around math, and it's beautiful. Right. And there's trophies, and they give them out, and there's a single school champion that happens, and they determine that every year, and it's such a success. We wanted to bring it to market in the form of this kit.
Okay, interesting. It's interesting too. I mean, I know Barnes and Noble has really become a player in the past couple of years, requesting or at least giving a better idea to publishers what they actually want.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we love Barnes and Noble, and the fact that they've requested something along this lines, and this is what we came up with. It's a great partnership.
All right. Well, thanks very much for the overview.
Okay. Thanks, Eric.